Hello there, good evening, how are you? I hope you're having a fantastic night. So tonight, what am I talking about? Tonight I'm talking about the 3 painful beliefs that women have that prevent them from well-being and happiness. So have you ever wished that you had spoken up, that you stopped this feeling like you're on eggshells, you're scrambling around in that? And do you have this sort of inner argument? Do I speak up? Do I not speak up? You know, do you have that sort of inner turmoil? And you know, the worst part of not speaking up is that you spend so much time worrying, worrying and overthinking. And what I hear a lot is, in my relationship, I don't know if I'm even in the right relationship. Do I stay in this? Do I go? Or do I just keep trying? I'm confused. I don't know what to do. So I hear this a lot. And you understand, you know, the value of consistently communicating. You know that is very important. Yet you can't seem to get out of your head, and you're constantly self-blaming. Is any of this speaking to you? Like, it's like, what the heck? It's like, why do I keep doing this to myself? Most women know that happy relationships start with themselves first. Most women know that, and if you're listening to this, you know this as well. But you can't seem to change how you feel, and you can't seem to get close to your partner, and you keep trying, and it doesn't matter what you do, you are still feeling the same. So if you can relate to any of this, I'd love to hear from you in the comments, #live or replay. You know, there's a lot of women out there who desperately want change, but they just don't understand how to change. And they can often feel quite lost, overwhelmed, lonely. So if you're constantly having an inner struggle, usually comes down to some painful beliefs that a lot of women actually don't know about. And you know, it's not because you're not fabulous, because you are, but it's this inner script that you have. It's a negative bias. But you know, the brilliant thing is that these inner scripts, they are totally changeable. So if you want to rewire your well-being, and you want to learn how to speak up, if you want to learn how to let go of resentment and connect with your identity, your true self, your authentic self, you probably heard it, it's all over Facebook. Well, you actually need to have a bit of a formula, and you need to be patient and dedicated to actually practicing rewiring these habits. So in this video, I'm going to reveal how do you do this? Where do I even begin, Helen? So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So if you're tired of being tired, you're constantly gulping down what you're really feeling, what you're really thinking, you're rocking around in resentment, then this Facebook Live is for you. And I really encourage you to stay on this Facebook Live. So, beliefs, that's what we're going to be talking into first. The 3 painful beliefs that women have that actually prevent them from well-being and happiness. And these beliefs are beliefs that I've seen after, well, it's 15 years of working in therapy, in trauma, marriage counselling, and also coaching. And it's something, it's so common, it's a common thread through women. I'm not saying it isn't for men, but I'm actually just talking to women for this Facebook Live. So the first one, I've got to make you happy. So if you know you're the woman, you just got to make your partner happy. I've just got to make him happy. So what happens is when you have that belief, it's what you core belief, it's what you believe deep inside. What can begin to happen is you neglect your own needs, your own desires, your own wants, and you start to become a shell. I can't tell you the amount of people who have sat in my room or online with me Helen, I don't know who I am anymore. I feel like I've lost my identity. The person I was before I got in this relationship, well, I'm certainly not that person, and I don't know who I am. And what comes from this is just this level of exhaustion, of burnout, of just losing your mojo, your libido. That is often for some women really non-existent, because if you've got a belief that you're going to make your partner happy, you're going to be constantly trying, and that whatever you do, it's never going to be enough, and you'll try harder, you'll work harder, you'll do more. What begins to happen though is that you start to feel this niggly resentment. It's just sort of a bit underground, but it's there. There's this resentment. I'm trying to make him happy, but he's not freaking happy. And when that resentment doesn't get spoken into and it doesn't get shared, that can full grown into anger. But ultimately, it's a lack of fulfillment. It's a lack of just this calmness, this peacefulness, because you're looking outside of yourself for your contentment and your peacefulness, because you are trying to make your partner happy and it's just not working. So the first belief, I have to make you happy, it's not a great belief to have. We're going to go to the second belief. And so I really encourage you to stay on this Facebook Live, because we are going to talk into how you begin to change this. The second most common belief that I hear from women is, I can't feel at peace with myself. And what happens for these women when they're feeling this? It's like this unresolved conflict. It's this low-grade anxiety. And if that doesn't get healed, it can be quite strong anxiety. There can be a lot of self-doubt. It's like you've got to look outside of yourself for answers. You're not able to find those answers within yourself. And when you can't feel peace within yourself, you're always doing. You're always busy. It's like a survival way of living. It's very hypervigilant. It's, I'm only feel worthy if I'm doing. If I stop, God forbid, and actually just be, it feels mighty uncomfortable. And it feels strange, so I won't do that. And look, I can really relate to this. I remember years ago when I started doing my inner work, and my counsellor at the time said to me, so Helen, I want you to go and have a massage. Well, God forbid. I found massages really, really uncomfortable. It was like I had to stop, and I had to be with myself. And it just created so much anxiety. I had to learn how to find peace with myself. It was a very foreign concept. So the third belief that I have seen over the years is, I can't really like myself. And what does that look like? When I can't really like myself is, you have low self-esteem and you don't know how to fill your own esteem up. And it also, the negative self-talk and the way you treat yourself, it's when you don't really like yourself, are you going to make time for yourself? Are you going to slow down? Are you going to stop? Are you going to notice how much alcohol you're drinking? How much food, perhaps excess food, you're consuming? What it is when you don't really like yourself, there's a self-betrayal. And when we self-betray ourselves, we reject ourselves, we abandon ourselves, we live in the head up. We don't embody in the body and feel our emotions and be with what's there. We just check out. So that is my third belief. But you know what? You can challenge these negative thought patterns, because they are negative. And it is about, first of all, having a want, being able to be still long enough to notice, oh, I've got a bit of a belief. So if we go to the first belief, that I have to make you happy, it's noticing that you're absolutely exhausted, yet you're still trying to make your partner happy. It's noticing when you pay attention to the negative thought patterns associated with trying to make somebody else happy. When you catch yourself thinking this way, it's challenging the thoughts. Ask yourself if it's actually realistic and fair to place the entire responsibility of your happiness on somebody else. How on earth can you make somebody else happy? It's a bit archaic, isn't it? Because I can be happy only if you're happy. So I'm going to try really, really hard to make you happy. So it's reminding yourself that other people's happiness is not solely, you're not solely responsible for that. Actually, everybody's happiness, it's your own responsibility. If any of this is speaking to you, I'd love to see your comments. If you're here live, #live. If you're here on the replay, just let me know what's coming up for you. Do you have a belief that you try and make your partner happy? Or perhaps you had it and you recognize that it was not your job to make your partner happy, and that you decided over time to stay in your own lane and start learning how to make yourself happy. If we go to the second, and let's flip it. So the second belief being, I can't feel at peace with myself. Well, let's just sit with that for a moment. What if I can't feel at peace with myself? Oh, I can feel at peace with myself. So it's cultivating self-compassion. It's addressing the source of the discomfort. I've just come off my call from my inner circle. We have a group coaching, and we were doing RAIN, which is Tara Brock's work. And it's doing a lot of the self-compassion and the inquiry. And the N of RAIN is the nurturing. And having self-compassion, if you're feeling really strong feelings, to notice that in your body. And I can feel at peace with myself. Practicing mindfulness techniques and being able to foster a greater sense of inner peace. And that is what the inner circle is all about, is a community of women who come from that place, same value of compassion and really understanding yourself on a much deeper level, but doing it with a community. It's profound. Anyway, I've gone off track. We're talking about beliefs and how important it is to really understand how beliefs play out in you. The last most common belief is, I don't really like myself. So let's flip it. I can really like myself. It's developing self-acceptance. Self-love is absolutely crucial. If you're on this Facebook Live, there's a stirring in you to do your life a little bit differently. Perhaps you're not feeling as calm or as peaceful inside. Perhaps you're not living to your potential. Perhaps you're not getting on with your partner. Perhaps you've got a heap of resentment and anger, and you just sort of came across this and it's stirring something in you. So challenging negative self-talk, it's extremely important. And to be able to actually focus on your strengths. We're not good at that. And because we need to change that self-perception that we have of ourselves. And so if we look at the three as a whole, the three beliefs, I want you to feel in your body as you're sitting listening to this, is that I have to make me happy. Oh, that's an interesting concept. And the bottom line is, you do. I have to make me happy. I have to make me happy with my positive thoughts. I have to make me happy when I go for my morning walk. I have to make me happy because I am important. I am worthy of happiness. It is okay for me to be happy. Have you noticed that when you drop into it, I have to make me happy? What it is, you're not coming from a victim mindset. You're not waiting for somebody else to make you happy. You're not waiting for flashy career or the new house or the fantastic relationship to make you happy. I have to make me happy. And how do you do that? Well, it's not by doing, it's by being. It's about dropping into the body and to be able to feel and be and come home and to be able to land into that. And so if we go into the second belief, I can feel at peace with myself. I can feel at peace inside my body. I can feel at peace with my emotions. I can feel at peace even when I'm shitty as hell. I'm not going to judge myself. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to have compassion for myself. So all of this is about learning how to do it. We're not used to this. If you're not used to the personal development arena, this could seem a little bit foreign, and I get it. But it is about surrounding yourself with like-minded people so that you can learn and grow into this. And looking at the last belief, I can really like myself. Oh, I can really like myself. I can really like myself. And so feeling that in the body, it feels calm, feels soft. You're not waiting for what you do or what you have. I can really like myself right now. Even if I'm being critical, even if I'm being judgy, even if I'm tired, even if I'm unwell, even if I'm cranky, I can really like myself. So the more that we look into this, the deeper it goes. So I'd love to know if any of this is speaking to you. Hello, Kim. It's really good to see you here. So look, if any of this is speaking to you, I want to invite you to a brilliant workshop that I've got coming up on the 29th of this month. And it's called Unleash Your Potential. So it's transforming guilt into confidence. And so direct message me if this sounds like something that you would like. So it's free. What it is, if you want to start living inwardly, where you know your own answers, you know your own intuition, you know your yeses, you know your no's, you know that it's not your job to make somebody happy. You know that within you, it's your job to find peace within yourself, and that it is for you to really like yourself. So where do I begin, Helen? I want you to hop on board. I want to invite you into my workshop, which I'm getting so excited about, and transforming your guilt into confidence. So in this workshop, it's a 2-hour workshop. What it's going to give you is you are going to be able to make decisions moving forward, fast decisions, accurate decisions, quality decisions that are coming from within you and your own inner compass. It's not coming from outside of yourself. We are going to do a values qualifying process. And in this process, so in this workshop, you are going to do this. You're going to get very, very clear on what your values are and how you live a values-based life. I'm going to talk into the biggest mistakes that I see women making in relationships and how you can avoid them. I'm also the 4 keys to your freedom and your authenticity. And also the last part of the workshop, which I absolutely love, is embracing the feminine energy and the feminine energy and that inner guidance. So if your libido is a bit low in your relationship, or you're saying yes, but inside it's a no, particularly in your relationship, I encourage you to join me. It's going to be a real hands-on one. You're going to come away with some really good skills. So just direct message me and I will get those details to you. But we're just about out of time. So I want to recap. So beliefs, these strong beliefs that we have, particularly as women, these painful beliefs you can shift. I have to make you happy. Well, I have to make me happy. I can't feel at peace within myself. I can feel at peace within myself. And I can't really like myself. And there'll be a whole heap of agenda to that. Well, I can really like myself. And if any of this is speaking to you, I really encourage you to get on this workshop, because I'm going to give you some brilliant tools that is really going to support you. But anyway, on that note, I've run out of time. Hello, Kim, live and speaking volumes. Thank you so much. Really love it that you are here. Thank you. So yeah, any comments? Hashtag live or hashtag replay. I love to hear what's coming up for you. It really supports me in the Facebook lives that I put out each week. It really gives me feedback because I absolutely love doing this. I thrive on it, and I want to inspire you to live this magical, fantastic life, because we've only got one, and it is a time to ven, and we don't know how long we got. So anyway, I'm going to finish up, and I will see you next week. But you know what? Enjoy living your magical life. And you know what? The power of change is within you. See ya.